Good morning, guys. Today we're going to look at SPI 4.1. That's unit, circle, trig, and radian and degree conversions. Unit, circle, trig, it's the same trigonometry that you've been doing, sine, cosine, tangent. It's just going to put it in angles that are not inside right triangles, sine of 135 degrees, tangent of 225 degrees, things of that nature. Radian and degree conversions, you know what degrees are. It's how we measure angles. Radian is just a different way to measure angles. And that's actually where we're going to start with our first example. So let's go ahead and grab our calculator. And there it is. What is the degree equivalent to 9 pi over 15 radians? Well, when I see this radians, this degree equivalent, this radians type stuff, go to the reference page. When you see a lot of this trig type stuff, if you'll go to the reference page, we can see on the third page converting radians into degrees. So it said 9 pi over 15 radians, turn it into degrees, so it tells me right here, multiply the radian measure by 180 degrees over pi. So if we look at it, 9 pi over 15, that's the radian measure, times 180 degrees over pi. We punch it straight into the calculator as it's written. So 9 pi divided by 15, close that one, times 180 degrees over pi. Hit enter, and we get 108 degrees. As we can see, 108 degrees is choice B. There it is. That's all there is to it. Say they had started me degrees and wanted to go to radians, I'd have gone to my reference page and seen what to multiply by to get from degrees into radians. It's all right there. Now for the second example. Which expression is equivalent to sine of 210 degrees? Well, that's pretty straightforward. There's a sine button on my calculator. So I can just punch sine of 210 degrees into the calculator. Now, remember our mode, we set it on radians a long time ago. We want to keep it on radians. So to make the calculator do degrees, we have to hit this second angle right here and grab that degree symbol, so that it actually does sine of 210 degrees, which is negative 0.5. And we just go through and check each of these. Sine, negative 60 degrees, negative 0.866, sine of 60 degrees, 60, second angle, get the degree symbol, positive 0.866, sine of negative 30 degrees, second angle, get the degree symbol, negative 0.5, which is actually what we want, but we'll check the last one just to make sure that there's not two of them that are equivalent. Sine of 30, second angle, degrees, and that's positive 0.5. So as we can see, sine of 210 degrees was negative 0.5. Sine of negative 30 degrees is also negative 0.5, so answer is choice C. Last thing we'll look at, the angle shown below is in standard position. What's the value of x? Well, when I start seeing angles and this kind of picture, this is trigonometry, right? Whenever you get this type of information, whenever they say something about sine, cosine, and it's not obvious, like keyed into the calculator, go to your reference page, and remember the box in the top left of the very first page is your trigonometry stuff. So we can see right here, sine of theta is y over r, cosine of theta is x over r, tangents y over x. We have all this different stuff here. Well, it's telling me right here, sine is y over r, cosine is x over r. So if I go back to my problem, r was 1, so if cosine is x over r, it's x over 1, which is x. Sine was y over r, where y over 1 is just y. So in this scenario, and it's always going to be r equals 1, cosine is your x coordinate, sine is your y coordinate. So when they say what is the value of x, they're really wanting to know what is cosine. X is cosine, so what's cosine of that angle? 315 degrees. So it's a really nasty, ugly way of asking you what's cosine of 315 degrees. Well, we can punch that in the calculator. Cosine 315 second angle degrees, 0.707. We just want to see which of these four choices equals 0.707. So if I do negative square root of 2, negative 1 point, let's move that, negative 1.414, that's no good. Negative square root of 2 over 2, negative 0.707, we're trying to get positive 0.707, positive square root of 2 over 2, positive 0.707, so that looks good, and we'll just check D just to make sure that they're not, throwing some kind of curveball in there at us. And you get positive 1.4. So when they say what's the value of x, which one of these equals cosine of the angle, so 0.707, and square root of 2 over 2, so there is choice C. So remember, whenever you get these trigonometry type problems, go back to that reference page and either use the conversions on the bottom of the last page or use the triangle in the top left corner to remind you sine, cosine, tangent, and even when they talk about secant, cosecant, and cotangent, which are your reciprocals, cosecant, when you see that, it's just sine flipped over, so you just flip the sine answer over. Secant goes with cosine, you just flip that cosine answer over. Cotangent goes with tangent, so you just flip that tangent over to get those reciprocals, and it gives you that reminder also. All right, I'll see you in class tomorrow, guys.